Hi, I am Scott James. I'm a brand strategist here at Greenleaf Book Group, and I'm here to talk about why do I need a brand as an author. So first off, yes, you do need a brand, and I think having a brand and thinking about brand is beneficial to every author. But before we go any further, what does brand even mean? That's one of those words that gets thrown around quite a bit. David Ogilvy has a really good definition of what a brand is. He says that it's the intangible sum of all of a product's attributes. Of course, you as an author are not a product, but it's good to think about in that way, what is the intangible sum of the attributes about you based on what you put out in the world through your book, your website, your social media, your readings, your consulting gigs, etc. Thinking about brand as an author as what the collective result of what everyone thinks about what you put out as content and all of the appearances that you make is a really valuable way to think about what your brand is as an author. Two big mistakes that authors make about branding are, one, thinking they don't need to think about it, and two, thinking that a brand means your logo or a brand means what your website or your books look like. Like I said before, I think all authors do need to think about it, and it's really valuable to think about it. And also, it's a lot more than just what's going on visually, what things look like. So what is it? The three most important things about your brand as an author, I think, are one, to differentiate, two, to be memorable, and third, to develop your audience. So first of all, step one, for your author brand, differentiation is very important. Differentiation means, how do you stand out? So if you're a business author and you're writing about leadership, what are you saying about leadership in your book or your series of books that's different than what other people are saying? Maybe that's how you frame things, maybe that's the model that you use, or maybe it's the angle that you come at the topic from. But what makes your book different, and ideally what makes your book better than other people's books? If you're that young adult author and you're writing about angels, why should someone buy your book instead of the other set of books about angels? What is it that makes your book stand out? So first, you want to differentiate. Second, as far as your brand as an author, is that you want to be memorable. It's great to grab attention by differentiating, but it's really important what you do and what the experience of your reader is with your book, so that they remember and talk about your book afterwards and recommend it to other people, and ideally so that they come back for more. If you're a business author, again, you're writing about leadership, if someone comes to you through your message because you're differentiated, maybe you're talking about leadership using data. So how does data influence leadership? Someone likes that angle, they buy one book, they look at more of your content. When you publish another book a year or two down the road, they're going to come back because the way that you presented it and the benefits that you brought are memorable. If you are that young adult author, the way that you write about angels, maybe the attributes you give to the angels, or the way that you present the conflict, and your plot is exceptionally gripping, they're going to come back for book two if you're writing a trilogy, or they're going to come to your website and be part of the conversation going on with the other readers. So you want to be memorable, and that helps build, at least set the foundation for them to want to come to build a longer term relationship. And that's what step three is about. It's about audience building. Authors who think about branding are thinking long term. They're not thinking, oh, I wrote one book, I'm going to go out and market this book, and then I'm going to stop and go back and write another book. Authors who think about branding look at the arc of all of the books and how that book fits in with the rest of the content that they create, how it fits in with their business, how it fits in with a trilogy or their other sets of books, and also how it fits in with what they want to develop as a community of readers. So looking at, how do people know what to expect from you is really important, and that's a big part of why your brand is beneficial, and also for the people to want to come back and get more of what they like from you. If they like what your first book is about or how your first book is written, when they come back for the second book, they know that it's going to be along the same lines. Certainly never do you want it to be exactly the same, but having that common thread so that people know what to expect and something that they want to come back for. So if you're a business author, you're writing a book about leadership through the lens of data. Potentially the audience that you're building is through workshops. Maybe you use that as a springboard to go around and teach a series of workshops, to give keynote speeches, and that's you building your audience within that brand. If you're a young adult author, maybe you're actively blogging and communicating with people who are excited about your book through your blog, through your website. So those are the three pieces for why a brand is important for an author. Number one, it helps you differentiate. Number two, it helps you be memorable. And number three, it helps you build an audience over the long term.